What's going on, Feed the Beasters? JD here with the next episode of JD Plays Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved. Expert mode on the Acrid server. And we've got our to-do list. We've got sponges, we've got turning tables, kinetic generators, thermal centrifuge, hopefully finally upgrade our jetpack, we'll talk about that a bit, intertank frames and inscribers. I don't know if we'll get it all done, but we're going to try to pack it all into one episode and we'll see if we get it all done. Let's get started by talking about sponges. Now, I believe I've got sponges right here. And sponges are so important. Look at my base. Look how cluttered and horrible this is starting to look. Some of you have begun to ask me to move this stuff. Let's get a room built. Let's get a workshop actually built. And I'm working on it. I really am. Check it out. Now, as you know, I've had these two water wheels going for a little while now. I've added two more on. So there's two more water wheels now. We've got four of them running. They're all hooked into the same network down there, supplying us power. I've got 7 steam engines running, and we ended up getting all these set up so that we could make those resonant ender frames that we talked about last time, which I've got 3 of right now. It took me all day yesterday to make those 3. But I can make them pretty easily now, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So the additional water wheels, or water mills, whatever you want to call them, have been added here and here. And something I've discovered is water mills no longer produce 90 RF a tick at max. There was apparently a little stealth change that occurred. It wasn't recorded in a change log. They produce at max now 75 RF per tick. So if all you can get is 75 RF per tick, you're golden. That's all they're going to make for you. Okay, so I've got those guys. They're producing between the 4 of them about 300 RF per tick, which is pretty good. I'm good with that. Now, I have begun my base edition. Check it out. The room's not done. I still got a lot of decorating to do, but this is going to be where we move everything from up there to down here. And we're going to have our stuff moved down. And this will be our new workshop. And we're also going to be expanding this direction and this direction, allowing for an even larger workshop and organization. I'm not ready to do it today, but this is where it's doing it. You'll notice we're underwater. And that is where these lovely handy-dandy sponges come into play. And I'm going to demonstrate one of these right quick. There's probably a lot of other ways to use these. This is how I figured out how to use them, because I had never used a sponge before prior to now. But, where's a good spot to test this? We'll go underwater over here and test it. Okay, so I got a sponge. This sponge is empty. There's no water in it. It says soaked, but it's empty. That's because I used it in an area that really didn't need to be used. So we'll come right over here, and we'll get over here by our farm area. We'll put it right here. Alright, so let's put down a block. Do I have a block? I don't know. We're just going to put it right here. Boom. Oh, it didn't work. I'm going to die. Let's get out from under the water before I die. They're kind of weird once they go to that soaked form. Like, they can still hold water, but let's go dry one out. It'll work better if we do that. So, sponge. That one still sucked up the water, but it didn't actually remove the water blocks. I'm not sure why. If you know, you can feel free to let me know. But, so there's different ways, I'm sure, to get these things emptied. I've been emptying mine via the fluid transposer. So what it's doing is it's draining the water out, and I have a fluid trash can set up right next to it. So it's basically pumping that water straight into the trash can out of my fluid transposer. And it's just pulling the water right out of there. So we'll wait just a second for that. And when it's done, it gives you a dry, plain sponge. Let's go back to where the other sponge was, since it kind of did a bad job and tried to assassinate me. And my ender pearl farm is growing. I've only got 1 block left from these ender lilies. I'm actually kind of surprised at how fast it's giving me seeds. Now that I've said that, it probably won't give me any more seeds, but that's worked out pretty good so far. So what we're going to do is we're just going to set this one on top of this one, and look, it takes all the water away in this area. So you can use these sponges. And I would put a 2-block gap between each sponge you set down, because, you know, it's going to do a 9-block radius. And a 2-block gap will do another 9-block radius. And that will allow you to clear out water very rapidly from areas. Now, when I remove the sponge, all these source blocks of water are going to collapse and fill this back in. But the water that gets filled back in will not be source blocks. So when you come in and you kind of block these off, the water in here will fade away. But those are pretty cool little devices. If you're building an underwater base, highly suggest using those. They make it a lot easier, especially compared to the way I was doing it before with doors and ladders and stuff like that. There's probably better ways, but hey, that's how I did it. Recipe for making these is pretty simple. A glue ball, blood ball, slime ball, any one of the, the balls that are separatable along with some sawdust and string in expert mode. I'm not sure what this recipe is in normal mode, but that is the expert mode recipe. Works really good. Like it. Okay. So we're just going to take these little guys and put them back where they belong. Now the one that we actually just filled up, I have no idea how much water it took because they're kind of weird. They're not always accurate in how much water they've actually soaked up. So that is the sponge. We're done talking about the sponge. Let's take the sponge off of the to-do list. Save. Alright. Turning tables. Let's talk about turning tables. Turning tables are an interesting little machine that are used to create different parts like turnings and blanks from IC2. This is a relatively new machine, and if you notice, it runs off of kinetic units, 1,000 kinetic units. It takes a bunch of iron to make turning machines. Let's go get these things started. So I know we're going to need some iron plates, and we're going to need more than this, but this is what I'm going to throw in here to get made for now. And actually, we're going to throw these in there too. Alright, and while that's building up, let's make a... so we're going to need... These are iron blocks. So let's make a couple of iron blocks. And I think I have all the materials we're going to need for today until I do some miscalculations and stuff, and you guys can laugh at me and it'll be grand. Alright, we're going to extrude those iron blocks. And that'll get us those two. Now I think we need to take 3 of these and smash them. And that's going to give us plates. And we need 1 more. And smash that one as well. And that's going to give me a plate. Okay. So we also need to take and make some, I believe. I know we need at least 1 of these, but I think we need 2 basic machine frames. So we're going to make those. Okay, so we have everything to make this turning table. Oh, we're missing 3 more plates, and I think that's what those 3 ingots are for. And we're going to make a turning machine right quick. So let's make a turning machine, and it's just what we've got right here. Whoops. So put that in there, and there's our turning table. And let's just set that down. It doesn't really matter where we set this down, because it's kind of a weirdo, and we'll talk about why in a minute. Let's put that down there. So this is what a turning table interface looks like. Now we want to get a blank turning, so we're going to need some more iron ingots. I've got some somewhere around here. How many did we need? 2, and then an iron item casing. Okay, so that's going to take another one to get an iron item casing. So let's grab 1 more. And we'll throw that in there twice. We'll throw 1 in. We'll put it right back in and get 2 iron item casings out. Okay, there's that. Alright. And we're going to take this and we're going to put it, not these. We're going to put it right there and we're going to get this. So there's our iron turning blank. Now this is going to go here. But we need a turning tool. And I forget what it's called. Let's see if I can find it right quick. Lathing tool right here. This is what we need. And this takes 2 more iron item casings and a refined iron plate. Well, we happen to have refined iron plates. We need 2 more iron item casings. Actually, we only need more, but they come in pairs of 2, so, you know, we're kind of shafted, but such is life. Love that overclocker upgrade. Speeds us up so much, doesn't it? Alright, so let's take this, put these in, and put 1 of those, and we get a lathing tool. Fantastic. We are ready to work. We can put that lathing tool here, and it will let us lathe this. Now, what we want this for is we're working our way up to, let me get rid of this screen right quick, up to this thermal centrifuge. Well, let's look at that thermal centrifuge. It's kind of a beast to make. Thermal centrifuge requires a mining laser, and to get a mining laser, we need an iron turning blank shaped in the shape of a handle. And to get a handle, we need this set to a 43222. Okay, so we just click these, but nothing happens because there's no power to this. And if you remember right, this works off of kinetic units. It does not work off of RF. It does not work off of EU. Kinetic units are only produced by kinetic generators. Now there is a kinetic wind generator, there is a kinetic steam generator, an electric kinetic generator, a manual kinetic generator, water, Stirling, and kinetic. Okay. Now I don't know the difference between electric kinetic, other than maybe it produces EU and kinetic, or connect just this, but I guess this just takes power and produces kinetic is basically what I understand it. I made this last time in my last season. This time I'm going to try this one. We're going to try this Manual Kinetic Generator. Now this one takes a bit more stuff, and we could make that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go with this one, and if it doesn't work out, we'll try the other one. This is just a machine block and a lever. Okay, so we've got a lever, and we've got a machine block, and that's going to give us a kinetic generator. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. So I'm going to put it down. I'm going to assume it needs to go behind it like this, and I'm going to assume that that's hooked up. So I'm going to start right-clicking this, and I think this is getting power, and we do a 4, 3, oh, we got to right-click some more. So the longer we right-click, the more power I believe this is building. So I think this is supposed to be a 3, 2, oh, we've used up all of our power again. Let's right-click it a bit. So the reason I'm doing this is because I found I didn't use this machine a whole lot last time. And eventually I may make the other one, but I just wanted to see how well this one worked. And it does appear to work. So there we go. There's our 43222 handle. So we're done. We've got the kinetic. So I'm amazed. I'm impressed that something I was like, oh, we can try this. Actually worked, but it worked. So we got our turning table. We got our kinetic generator done. That's knocked out. And we've got the first piece of our thermal centrifuge going here, and that is this. Now I should have the majority of pieces for this all nicely stashed right in here. That's what we're hoping for. So we've got a lot of work to get done to get through this thermal centrifuge, so let's get started. We're going to start off by making, and we're just going to go piece by piece here. Let's go ahead and let's knock out the gun right here first, the mining laser. So we need some advanced alloys. Now if you remember correctly, advanced alloys required plates. So let's get those plates, and that requires copper or bronze, tin, whoops, and iron. And I think this is how many I need. If not, I'll go get some more stuff in a minute. We're gonna do 6 for now, because I know that's how many we need. So here's our tin plates. Pull those out. Let's put the bronze in. Pull those out. Put the iron in. Alright. Now pull out our crafting table, and it's bronze, iron, tin, and this gives us a mixed metal ingot. We get 2 per, so we take our mixed metal ingots and we throw them in the compressor, and it's going to begin to compress them oh so slowly. Let's grab our overclockers. I should probably make more of those. And there's our handy dandy stuffs. Now we'll probably be needing that again, but for now I know we're going to need this. Okay, so we've got these. Redstone is redstone. Let's make this energy crystal. An energy crystal is made from energium dust, or however you want to pronounce it. Energium dust is made from mixing diamond dust with redstone, and to get diamond dust, we have to macerate diamonds. Okay? Now, did you see that? Did you see that? Because I forgot about this. To get this, you either need to use nether diamond ore to get 5 of them, or it's 1 diamond per dust. 1 diamond per dust. I was thinking you got 9. I'm not thinking very well because I knew better than that. I've done this before, guys. So let's grab some more. We're going to need 4 more because I've got 1 diamond on me. So this dust is not cheap stuff. This is diamond tier. My goodness. So let's grab that diamond out, and this is where our macerator is going to come into play finally. And you will need a macerator to do this, I believe. You might be able to do it in another machine, but it's never worked for me, so I'm going to believe that it goes in the macerator. Speed up the macerator here. And I only needed 4. I think I just screwed up again. I think let's verify. Backspace. Yep, we only needed 4. So we've got 1 extra. That's okay. I'm going to have to do this entire recipe again, so it's not that big a deal. Because we're going to need another mining laser when we get ready to do our quarry. Alright, so let's see. We had a cross, and then we have an X. There we go. And now this stuff needs to go into the compressor. So compress for me, compressor. Bam, bam. There's our energy crystal. Let's go back in there. Let's change this to just say centrifuge. There we go. Much better. Okay, so what's left is the advanced circuit. Now, we know how to make this basic circuit. That's no big deal. An advanced circuit takes a basic circuit, combines some octadic capacitors, some intricate circuit boards, and 4 redstone chipsets, and you got an advanced circuit. So it's not too horrible. It's kind of icky, but it's not the end of the world. So let's just move some stuff around. Set it to the side, you know. Alright, so I know we're going to need at least 1 iron plate. So let's grab an iron ingot. Throw it in here. Smash it for me. Bam. Okay. I know we're going to need these 6. And I know we're going to need at least 2 redstone. And that's we're going to throw all of that stuff into here. Beautiful. And pull out a circuit. Now, let's clear this grid, and now we want to put the circuit back in, and I did not mean to throw that down, I'm sorry. These 2, these 4. So, circuits there. Chipsets go in the corners. Circuit boards go top and bottom. Capacitors go left and right, and there we have it, an advanced circuit. Let's save that recipe. We use that one a significant amount. Okay, so we've got our advanced circuit. Alright, so let's take a look at this. I think we have everything at this point to go ahead and craft that laser gun. So let's do that. Although some of it might be in here now. So let's get that turning table. And let's get the energy crystal. Alright. So it was this. This was the frame of the weapon. We're missing redstone. Of course we are. Of course. How would we not have... Trying this again. And our redstone. This. The turning. And the circuit. And that gives us a mining laser. Boop. Now we could charge this up and we could go out and start mining stuff. But we're not going to. We're just going to stick this to the side and we're going to get right back to work. Now, next things. We need 8, 16, 24, 32 of these wires. If you remember, I get these wires by putting them in this machine over here on extruding. And I get 3 wires per copper. But I've also got some of these wires already made. So we're just going to use these, and if we need to come back to them, we'll come back to them. Now we're also going to need to go with this some iron ingots. So we're going to need at least 4 iron ingots. So let's toss those in and pull out 4 of these. Alright, so the top part of the thermal centrifuge is done. We're going to move this over and we're going to basically build it in this backpack. That way we have everything. Alright, let's go to the next row. Now we just need 4 iron ingots. That's no big deal. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's done. Next, let's go ahead and get this electric motor. It takes some tin casing, some iron ingot, and 2 more coils. Well, we've got the coils. We've got the tin right here. I've got the iron casings. Wait, did I need iron casings? No, I need tin casings. Okay, take your tin, smash it, smash this back into its casings. There we go. Now, this is a recipe I would like to save. What do I want to give up? Let's give up the induction furnace. I don't make a lot of those. This is not a recipe that gets repeated a lot. So let's put this in. Put these pieces in. And I know I've got an iron ingot. There we go. And let's toss the iron ingot in. And we pull out an electric motor. Right click. We use these for quite a few things, especially once we start getting into nuclear reactors. Okay, so if we look now, that will go right here. So the last thing we need is this advanced machine casing, which is a basic machine casing with more steel plates and some carbon plates. Okay, well, carbon plates, we've done this before. Just take pulverized coal, and you need 2 of these per plate, so hence why we started with 16. Take these 2, combine them together, and get a raw carbon mesh. Take these 2 raw carbon meshes and head back over to your compressor, toss them in, and that's going to compress into a carbon plate. So there's our 2 carbon plates. Uh-oh, did not mean to do that. And we're going to need to do another group of mixed metal ingots. So that's what we were talking about earlier. So we've got these right here ready to go to do that. So we'll do iron first. And what we're doing these for is for these two. Okay, so let's grab this. Remember, it's bronze in the middle, tin on the bottom, iron across the top. Pull this out, put it back in here, compress those down, and we get our plates. Pull those out, pull that out, put this back. Okay. We've got this right here already ready to go. We need another advanced machine casing. I've got 8 iron ingots right here. Smash them. I've got an iron chipset right here. There we go. Okay, let's just head over to here. Toss everything in here. 8, 3. We'll pull this out first. We'll switch to this. Put 4 in there. Put those 2 in. Pull this out. There we go. And that should be everything we need to get our centrifuge. There's the recipe right here, ready to go. So let's pull it all out. Get our halo up. Boom. Up. It's not going to let me shift click it. It's okay. We'll do like this. This. I believe I was told that it doesn't like when the items are stacked or something. I don't know. But there is our thermal centrifuge. Boom. Now this little guy is important to us. Really important to us. Let's put him down somewhere. Let's put him down. I need a place where I can hook him up to power. We're going to put it here. And we're just going to move this piece. So grab our pickaxe. And we'll put this here. We'll hook that up to power. I'll hook the rock crusher back up in a bit. And so now this is getting powered up. Now thermal centrifuge is extremely important to us because that is how we are able to start processing uranium appropriately. And it's a multiple step process. And I can't remember if I need a hazmat suit right just yet. I will soon. But we're going to go with the assumption that I don't yet. And it's probably going to get me killed. If it does, we'll know really quickly. So thermal centrifuge is done on the to-do list. Boom. And we are one step closer to going nuclear now. Okay. So let's take, now we don't put uranium directly into a thermal centrifuge, I don't think. Let me make sure though. No, we don't. Instead, we need to put it either into a macerator or into a rock crusher and get back crushed uranium. Okay. Now, realistically, what you want to do is there's another step that we're missing right now in this process, because what we're going to do is we're going to take this uranium, like I just said. Say we put it into a rock crusher, because it's going to produce the same as the macerator. This crushed uranium ore can go a couple of places. It can go into the thermal centrifuge, in which it will produce 4 uranium, tiny piles of uranium, and this stuff I know is radioactive, and stone dust. Or we can send it to an ore washing plant, in which we'll get back purified uranium, tiny piles of lead, and stone dust. Now, the purified crushed uranium goes directly into the centrifuge and no longer produces stone dust, but produces 2 and 5. If you look back here, 1 and 4. You're going to get a higher yield by washing it. So it's a 3-step process. You crush it, you wash it, you process it. We're going to go the cheap man's route right now, because all I'm really trying to do is get 2 pieces of uranium. So I'm going to put one of these in here and I'm going to crush it. And it's going to use up all my rock crusher's energy. Boom. Now let's see if this gives us uranium poisoning. Nope, so far so good. Okay, let's put it in here and let the thermal centrifuge. Thermal centrifuge takes a long time to work. It has to heat up before it will process this. You can counteract this. You can get around this. What you can do is you can take, just like with the thermionic fabricator, a lever. And you can put this lever on the thermal centrifuge. And if you notice, when we turn it off, or when we turn it on, it will from now on hold that temperature constant. So we're going to let this thing heat up, and we're going to let it do its thing. And while that's going on, I got a couple of other things that I want to do. We can't, well, I guess we could. We could start on the upgrades to the jetpack. So, do I have my dolly with me? Let's see. I think it's in one of my backpacks. Dolly, right here. My handy dandy dolly. Okay. So, in preparing for this episode, so that we could hopefully knock as much out as possible, I have all of the components ready for the jetpack right here, minus the uranium that we're going to be needing. Now, none of it's processed, but that is the basic components we're going to need. Well, some of it's processed, but the majority is not. These are the basic components that we will need to upgrade from a Tier 1 jetpack to a Tier 2. So let's carry this up the stairs. And I'll put that on the screen for just a second so people can see in case you want to write it down. So it's some Invar, some tin, electrotine, copper, lead, sulfur, refined iron plates, silver, redstone, gold ingots, redstone chipsets, hardened glass, bronze ingots, and bronze gears. Okay. And this little guy's just trucking right along. So let's go to jetpack. Let's do Simply. There we go. Alright, so we're working with a leadstone. We want to move up to a hardened. Now for a hardened, and we're going to do the same thing that we just did. We're going to build this. Let's clear this backpack out. We're going to build this jetpack in the backpack as we go. So first off, let's grab 4 Invar ingots out. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Good deal. Now we need to make the hardened flux capacitor. Well, to make one of those, we need a leadstone flux capacitor, and we've made this before. It's just lead, copper, plutonium, or electrotine, and silver. And I think I'm missing one blue, because I need to go, yeah, we're going to have to go back and get another blue, unless I've got one on me in here. Or, not blue, electrotine. Yeah, okay, cool, we do. Awesome. Pop that out. Alright, cool. So, let's come right here. And I'm missing copper and lead. I've got copper. Do I have lead? Right here, lead. Okay, now we're ready. Okay, so shift click this. It's not going to do it. Oh, I was not on the right recipe. This one, sulfur. We're missing sulfur now. Come on, guys. Tell me to get it together. Get it together, JD. There we go. Okay, so there's our leadstone. Now, to upgrade the leadstone to the hardened, we need more Invar, some tin, and more of the electrotine. So, we should have tin and more Invar. Shift click. Nope. Okay, so put this in. Like this, this, and this. Now, this one holds 80K, this one holds 400K. I'm using the next step up right here in the form of a 4 million RF storage. These things are very easy to make, and they're very handy to have around to recharge your stuff. But now we have that component. Okay, so this goes at the very top of the jetpack, I believe. Yes. Now, my leadstone jetpack goes in the center. We're not going to put that there yet. Now we're going to start working on these hardened thrusters. Now, this recipe has to be done twice, so we need 8 Invar. Alright? There's the 8 Invar. Okay. Well, I can already tell you, until this is done, which it's done now. Let's see. Is this going to kill me? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Let's stack all this stuff up in here for a second. Just in case it does actually decide to eliminate me. We're going to be ready for it. So we don't have to loot as much stuff. Do I have any stuff in here still? Just a little bit. Okay, that's cool. We'll open this up and we'll toss this in. This in, this in, this in, this in. Alright. This is... okay. Yes, uranium is going to poison you. Be aware. 30 seconds of radiation poisoning. And fortunately, it doesn't look like it's really killing me. It's just going to be really annoying. I guess my armor is kind of eating the damage right now. So I could work with that, I suppose. So I guess while we're already taking it, let's go ahead and make the reactant dynamo right quick. Reactant dynamo is two bronze gears, 2 bronze ingots, redstone chipset, and a redstone transmission cable, which is silver and redstone. So let's get that made. So we got 2 silver, 4 redstone, and we're going to have to take radiation damage again. Sorry, guys. I should have put that inside of a crafting table. It would have saved some time. So we'll make 2 of these. And then we're going to need all the bronze. And these 2 bronze. And let's see, this is going to go here, here, there, and then chipset, and then uranium, and we're good. So right there, that is the recipe. So let's grab 2 uranium out. Let's take damage again, and we'll go in here. And can I shift click it in? Yay, 1. No, duty. Oh, I didn't grab the other bronze. I'm not dying yet, at least. Thank you, armor, for keeping me alive. This and this, and there's our 2 reactant dynamos. All right, that was the hard part. That's the whole reason we needed that centrifuge was to make these reactant dynamos. Now these are part of the thrusters, and for that what's left is going to be basically, let's get this hardened flux duct knocked out. So 4, because we're going to do this twice. 8 and 2. Okay, so 4, 4, 2. I believe it was 8 of these. You can't kill me, radiation poisoning. Now, when I start if I touch those tiny piles, I'm pretty positive that that's going to kill me, because I think that does stronger radiation damage. I'm not sure why I'm not taking radiation damage right now. It's kind of strange, actually. Anyways, let's make these. I only need to do this recipe once, I just realized. But, you know, we'll have some extra around for in case we need to do it again, because I think I still actually have some of that laying around. Okay, so these are done. These are done. The rest of the stuff is pretty easy. Some gold and 2 of these. No, 1 more. Do I have that? Yeah, I do. There we go. We got 2 of those. Okay, perfect. Alright, so at this point, I think we have everything now to just sit down and make these. No, we don't need the hobbyist steam engines. We need this. Why am I still taking... Well, I held on to it way too long. This is going to take a while. Sorry, guys. I'm sure that this is annoying as hell. Let's see if I can turn the game volume down. So maybe that won't be quite as annoying for you anymore. Alright, so thrusters. Yeah. We need redstone. Redstone, there we go. Alright, so reactant dynamo, these, and this should give us 2 thrusters. Beautiful. 2 thrusters. Uh-oh. Before I do that. So here's the fun part. If I take off my chest, am I going to die? I have a feeling I will. Nope, I'm not going to die. What about if I take off my pants? Nope. Shoes? Nope. Helmet? Nope. Okay, that's really weird. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways. Jetpack. I don't know if it works with the hardened one. We're going to find out. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, it doesn't. So pull things back out. Bring this back like this. Put thrusters back down. Put this up here. Put this up there. There we go. And now we go from a leadstone jetpack that holds 25,000 RF to a hardened jetpack that holds 400,000 RF. Hurrah! We have upgraded our jetpack, and we're no longer dying. That's fantastic. So jetpack upgrade complete. Let's charge this bad mamma jamma up. Let that sucker get done. I'm not dead. It's great. I still have uranium I have to move, though. I am a sad panda. Alright, so we are at exactly 33 minutes. Ender tank frame and inscriber. Okay, let's talk about that right quick. So we should be able to do this kind of quick. An ender tank frame is used for things like ender tanks and ender chests. You get 8 of them when you do this recipe. It takes some enderium nuggets, some eye of ender, and some machine frames. Now, we have the machine frames. You know this because we talked about it earlier and I showed them to you. We can do this fairly quickly. We just need 4 ender pearls, which I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to need some blazed power. Powder. I can't speak. Powder. Did I just throw that down? I did. Give me that back. Enderium nuggets. I don't know if I have any enderium nuggets laying around, but I've got some enderium ingots right here. Because I made some yesterdays. I've got 11 remaining now. And I'll be making more soon. Okay, 420 Blazit powder is right here. Okay, Eyes of Enders. Bam. And we will get a machine frame. And we will just craft this little handy dandy guy together. So I think it was something like this. And this. And this. And there we get 8 ender tank frames. Like I said, these are used for several things, ink mixers, but mostly I want them for ender chests. And I also want them for ender tanks. So I'll be making some ender tanks and ender chests soon. We now have the ender tank frames for it. The Inscriber. This is something we are going to have to get to our ender quarry when we get ready to make it. Now I'm not going to actually make the Inscriber right now. I'm simply going to show the recipe and so you understand it. The whole reason I wanted the machine frames was we're going to need one of these. Now this takes an overclocker. I have one. But it also takes a pure Certus quartz crystal. These are not the easiest thing in the world to make. They take a little bit. Whoops, I need to show the recipe for that. Drop a Certus quartz seed made from Certus quartz dust into sand into a puddle of water and make the process faster. Pure Certus quartz. Hold on. Applied. I'm pretty sure. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so pure Certus, Fluix, and pure Nether. Okay, cool. So basically, all we have to do to make this is, I should have some in here. Certus quartz dust right there. So if I take this, and do I have a bucket with me? By chance. I should have a bucket. Whoops. That's definitely not a bucket. Bucket, right here. I have another bucket somewhere, I just don't know what to do with it. Alright, so basically, if we take a bucket of water, we'll take this bucket of water, and we'll pick somewhere random. Right here works. Throw that bucket of water down, and we take this. We need a piece of sand right here. We take this Certus quartz dust, mix it with some sand, we get Certus quartz seeds. Notice this item won't despawn. We need to put it in here. So we can leave those there, and they will begin to grow very, very, very slowly. I think somebody told me it's like 16 hours. I don't remember. But basically, we leave it sitting in that water for a long time, and when we come back, there will be a pure Certus quartz crystal there. So when we are ready to make our Inscriber, when that's done, we'll take that pure Certus quartz crystal, one of our overclockers, a couple of pistons, and we'll add some, whatever to it to make it a sticky piston. So 2 sticky pistons and some iron, and we'll get our Inscriber. The Inscriber is needed for when we do the ender quarry, and this is going to be something that's coming up very soon. We're going to need to make another mining laser like we just did, but we're also going to need to make a mining well, and the mining well requires a computer, which requires a logic processor. To make this logic processor, you need an Inscriber, and you will put a printed silicon and a printed logic circuit together with a piece of redstone, and you will get back a logic processor. To get these pieces, you're going to need these Inscriber logic press and Inscriber silicon press. Those come out of meteorites. I'm pretty positive I've already found them. Yes, right here. There are 4 of them. There's an Inscriber calculation press, an Inscriber silicon press, an Inscriber engineering press, and an Inscriber logic press. I found mine. Let's turn off caves. I believe I found the majority of mine. I think I got 3 of them out of this one meteorite right here. And there's meteorites all over my map. I've visited a few different ones. So they're not extremely hard to find. You just need to find meteors, and there's meteors all over the place. Break inside of them. That's also where I got this skystone chest, and I've got some skystone laying around because of it. And you'll get these Inscribers. Well, guys, I'm going to call that Dunskies because we're basically limited by time at this point, and our to-do list is clear. I'm pretty stoked, though, because we've got our ender tank frames, we've got our new and improved jetpack, so hopefully I don't have to recharge it every 10 seconds any longer. Let's put that bad mamma jamma on. Oh yeah, it feels so good on my skin. Look at that, lasting forever while I go up in there, and I still have got this 4 million, flux capacitor that I can recharge it with, so that's just fantastic. The next upgrade to our jetpack is going to be an Electrum upgrade. So basically we're just going to swap Electrum for all the Invar parts. We'll have to make a second one of these. That's no big deal. The thrusters, same reactant dynamo, no big deal. Now we will need to make a different type of redstone flux duct. We'll need to make redstone energy flux duct, which does require kind of a step up. But that's okay. Flux electrum blend is not that hard. You take some electrum and you put redstone on it. That's pretty easy. The erythium dust is just blitz powder, niter, redstone, and sand. And this blitz powder you get from blitz rods, or you can put redstone over sand and make it. So you can actually make this stuff. So we will be able to do this. This is just signalum and then some hardened aluminum, which we've already been making. So we can definitely get that done. And now I'm drowning because I'm sitting underwater, suffocating. Oh, it's so nice having a powerful jetpack again. So I may even end up doing that off camera and just getting that knocked out. Eventually we may want to look at going to some of these jet plates instead. But for the time being, I'm pretty happy just using jetpacks. Now, to upgrade this hardened jetpack, you will need bronze armor plating. And bronze armor plating is just like the other. You just take an iron armor and an induction smelter and 10 bronze ingots, and you get bronze armor plating. So I've already got that. I just need the 10 bronze ingots. I think I've got some bronze ingots over here. I'm going to knock that out. As for you guys, as usual, everybody, if you liked it, like it. If you'd like to see more, like it, subscribe. Either way, leave me a comment. Interact with me. Talk to me. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. I need to know these things. You guys be good to one another? Wow, that thing is huge. That capacitor, it looks like a belt buckle, but it's massive. Anyways, you guys be good to one another. I'll catch you next time. Laters.